Barron Trump stepped into a high-end restaurant, blissfully unaware that his choice of MAGA headgear would spark a public clash. The manager was left in awe, and soon after, the unfolding events ignited lively discussions across the whole city. In the heart of Los Angeles, the afternoon unfolded under a warm sun, inviting all to linger and savor the beauty of the moment. Barron Trump, a young man on the cusp of adulthood, had just savored a tranquil morning immersed in books and had decided to treat himself to an opulent lunch experience. The venue he chose was La Terraza, a place celebrated for its unique blend of elegance and exclusivity. A scene where every table seems to hold a tale waiting to be told. Famous figures, industry leaders, and trendsetters. Before this moment, he had journeyed to the place and always savored the flawless service and serene atmosphere. Barron caught everyone's eye as he glided through the glass doors. It's not just his towering stature that draws attention, but also the vivid red MAGA hat perched proudly on his head. He donned it effortlessly, much like one embraces a familiar garment, not seeking to provoke anyone, but instead revealing a fragment of his true self. The hostess, a woman in her mid-30s exuding grace, approached him with a warm smile and guided him to a cozy corner table. The restaurant had a pleasant ambiance, not filled to the brim with patrons. As they savored their wine, a select few patrons shared whispers of conversation, creating an intimate atmosphere. Barron opened the menu, his gaze sweeping over the options with a calm demeanor as he searched for his favorite dish. At first, he remained oblivious to the sidelong looks that danced around him. A fellow at the nearby table leaned in, nudging his companion with a conspiratorial grin, while a pair of waitstaff exchanged hushed words by the bar, their eyes darting with intrigue. Yet, as time unfolded, the manager made their entrance. A man in his mid-40s approached Barron's table, striding briskly in a sharp suit, his voice cutting through the air with precision. His visage bore the weight of unwavering resolve. "Pardon me," he spoke, his voice carrying just enough to draw the gaze of those nearby. "In our establishment, we kindly ask that political attire be left at the door. Please kindly remove the headwear." Barron's face reflected a mix of wonder and disbelief, yet he held his composure with grace. With a deliberate motion, he took out his earbuds and placed them gently on the table. He responded calmly, "I was not aware of any such policy." His voice carried a blend of respect and firmness, weaving a delicate balance in every word he spoke. "Our code of conduct clearly states," the manager declared, pointing subtly toward the entrance. "We aim to craft a welcoming space that invites everyone to explore and enjoy." As he pondered his choices, Barron gave a subtle nod of his head. He surveyed his surroundings with a keen gaze. Some diners feigned ignorance, their eyes averted, while others boldly gazed on, unashamed. With a calm demeanor, he remarked, "I'm not here to stir up any trouble. For now, I am simply here to share a meal." Yet, the manager's stance grew ever more unyielding. "Please remove your headwear, or I will have to ask you to leave." As he paused, Barron's expression held a mysterious depth, leaving one to ponder the thoughts hidden behind his gaze. With a gentle inclination of his head, he slid his chair away and rose to his feet. With a calm demeanor, he declared, "If that is how you truly feel, I shall take my leave." Barron gathered his belongings, and an eerie stillness enveloped the room. He slipped away from the restaurant in silence, his untouched glass of water a quiet testament to his absence. As the door whispered shut behind him, an unyielding tension lingered within, heavy and palpable, like a shroud of smoke. Barron took a moment outside the restaurant, letting the gentle California breeze brush against his face. With a deep breath, he subtly adjusted his headwear, a silent gesture of commitment to his choice. He held his temper in check. Perhaps a sense of frustration lingers. Yet, the prevailing sentiment within him was one of profound disappointment. Even though conflicts had emerged, he had always been taught to approach others with kindness, and this choice seemed to go against that guiding principle. Soft whispers floated through the air of the restaurant. "Do you think that was a clever choice?" asked a waiter, who leaned in to share a secret with the manager. "And so, that individual." The manager suggested that he might be able to leave. "No exceptions can be granted. Allowing him to stay sends the wrong message." This restaurant shall be guided by my own judgment and vision. Meanwhile, Barron meandered a few blocks to a quaint little public park. Finding an empty bench, he settled in and pulled out his phone. Initially, he started to craft a message for his mother, sharing the unfolding events, and then extended his words to a handful of trusted friends. He wasn't looking for pity. Instead, he was in pursuit of understanding. Did he perhaps respond too strongly? Is the manager's decision warranted? In just a few moments, replies started to pour in. A friend shot over a message saying, "That is simply insane. It was out of line for them to treat you like that." Another contributor remarked, "You handled the situation with a skill that I could only aspire to." As he sifted through his messages, a thought began to take shape in his mind. He had no desire for a spectacle or to settle scores. Yet, he sensed a chance unfolding before him. A creation that builds and enhances. A tale of great importance. Why not highlight the importance of togetherness and understanding, instead of venturing into political declarations, if the restaurant aimed to steer clear of such matters? Barron rose to his feet, his eyes brimming with resolve. As he started to make calls, his voice held a steady calmness, imbued with a deep sense of purpose. The first of many exchanges that would set his plan in motion began with his words to the listener. "Hey, I need your help with something." An air of tension lingered in the restaurant. As the tale unfolded, fellow patrons took to the digital realm to recount their experiences, and soon, whispers of the incident began to ripple through the vast expanse of social media. A hazy image of the event surfaced with a caption declaring, "They expelled Barron Trump for wearing a hat." Another person chimed in, questioning, "Is this freedom of expression?" Apparently not at La Terraza. In the dim light of the bar, the manager felt a knot forming in his stomach as he absent-mindedly scrolled through his phone. The remarks section was already overflowing with a tapestry of opinions, woven with threads both supportive and critical. "Let them converse," he whispered softly, seeking refuge from the growing tide of remorse that enveloped him. Yet deep within, he sensed that the circumstances were swiftly intensifying. As Barron stepped back into his home, whispers of the incident had already started to ripple through the online world, creating a wave of intrigue. A small group of local influencers embraced the narrative, their captions varying from encouraging to divisive. Barron cast a fleeting glance at the posts, yet he held back from delving into their intricacies. He held no wish to deepen conflicts or create more rifts among people. With unwavering resolve, he set out to turn the tide of negativity into a beacon of positivity. As Barron settled into his workstation, he began to weave his thoughts onto the pages of a sleek, leather-bound notebook. His mind wandered to the exchanges he had encountered throughout the day. It extends beyond the manager. The public also takes note of it. Quiet assessments and curious stares. What actions might he take to foster conversation instead of discord? Yet, he yearned to confront the divisions with a touch that was both personal and profound. It was a thought that emerged quite suddenly. Gather round for a remarkable occasion dedicated to raising funds for a noble cause. This is not just any fundraiser. It carries a unique, unifying message that resonates deeply. He dreamed of crafting an event that would lend a helping hand to those in need, focusing on creating safe spaces where conversations could flow freely and understanding could blossom. He picked up the phone and began to weave a conversation. "Greetings, I am Barron Trump. I seek wisdom on how to weave together the threads of a charitable event. Indeed, it is essential. Could we possibly arrange a meeting for tomorrow?" The person on the other end seemed taken aback, yet they quickly agreed. As the evening unfolded, Barron's strategy began to take shape. He crafted a proposal for the fundraiser, ultimately deciding to set it up right outside La Terraza. He yearned for the setting to highlight the notion that harmony could be realized, even when surrounded by discord. A trusted companion agreed to lend a hand with the arrangements, and the journey began within mere hours. In the midst of it all, the restaurant found itself facing a growing wave of consequences. The manager's decision had transformed into a tale shared among many. The situation had transformed into a lively conversation among the people. News outlets began to weave together the narrative, drawing upon the vivid accounts of those who witnessed the incident unfold. Some articles championed the restaurant's authority to uphold its policies, while others portrayed Barron as a casualty of prejudice. The restaurant's social media pages overflowed with comments from eager patrons. Some users praised the manager for his steadfast position, while others rallied for boycotts, arguing that the decision was steeped in deceit. "Well, that idea of a neutral space didn't last long," remarked one observer. "To expel an individual is to take a side. There is no room for neutrality in such an act, only bias." The air was thick with tension among the personnel at La Terraza. Once vibrant with the laughter and chatter of regular patrons, the restaurant now stood in quiet stillness, as reservations were canceled one by one. Once basking in the comfort of his role, the manager now found himself grappling with uncertainty. He insisted that it would fade away in time, yet deep within, uncertainty lingered. Barron readied himself for the approaching destiny as shadows enveloped the land. He understood that the fundraiser might not fully resolve the incident. Nonetheless, he held on to the hope that it would steer focus toward a more positive purpose. In a world filled with noise, the clamor of shouting confrontation serves no purpose. Even in the most unexpected situations, it called for moments of connection. The block in front of La Terraza, once a serene haven, underwent a remarkable transformation the next morning. As the volunteers set about raising banners, arranging tables, and constructing a humble stage, the trucks rolled in, unloading their cargo of equipment. Barron stood at the center of it all, orchestrating the intricate dance of arrangements with a deft hand. In striking letters, the banner that graced the stage proclaimed, "United we stand, building bridges, not walls." Furthermore, he reached out to various organizations dedicated to guiding youth, fostering community growth, and facilitating meaningful conversations. The fundraiser held a deeper significance beyond just the act of collecting money. The aim was to create a space where people from various walks of life could come together and connect. The sidewalk came alive with the sounds of live music, the tempting aromas of food trucks, and the vibrant kiosks supporting local charities, turning what once was a source of discord into a joyous celebration of community spirit. As the sun reached its zenith, a crowd started to gather. A vibrant gathering of young professionals, families, activists, and a sprinkle of well-known faces from social media filled the space. With a flourish, Barron took hold of the microphone, ready to weave his tale for the audience. Though his voice held a steady cadence, it overflowed with deep feeling. "Yesterday, a hat became the unexpected catalyst for my departure from the restaurant. Very well. Though I may not see eye to eye with their policies, I hold them in high esteem. Yet, it was not merely the denial that had an impact on me. That was the grand narrative. In our haste, we often leap to conclusions about one another, choosing sides and bringing conversations to a swift close. That does not define who we are. Improvement is within reach." The audience burst into applause as Barron pressed on. "This occasion transcends my presence, and it transcends theirs. It is a journey for all of us to explore ways to listen, understand, and come together. The funds we gather today will breathe life into initiatives that foster conversation and embrace inclusivity. Gratitude fills the air for your presence, a testament to the strength found in unity over the shadows of division." The applause resonated with even greater enthusiasm this time, as Barron stepped off the stage, reaching out his hand and conveying his heartfelt thanks to the audience. His thoughtful expressions and calm presence resonated deeply with the audience, who initially came out of mere curiosity, but left with a sense of rejuvenation. Within the walls of La Terraza, the atmosphere unfolded in a distinctly unique manner. As the scene unfolded before him, the manager gazed out from the window, captivated by the unfolding drama. He had not foreseen Barron's reaction, leaving him in a state of inner turmoil. The lively melodies and the spirit of togetherness proved irresistible for a few of his team, drawing them outside to join in the fundraising festivities. On the day before, a waiter slipped back into the bar and murmured, "You ought to venture out there." Engage in conversation with him. The manager's body coiled with tension. "This battle is not mine to fight." "Perhaps not," the waiter replied. The manager's demeanor softened, though he remained silent. The crowd outside swelled as he filled a glass with water, watching intently. The scene held a certain magic that drew him in, a feeling he had never allowed himself to truly embrace before. As the sun climbed higher, whispers of the fundraiser outside La Terraza began to weave through the fabric of the community, sparking lively discussions among its members. The uplifting message that Barron shared, along with his calm demeanor, received much praise in the whirlwind of live streams, photos, and hashtags like Had Building Bridges and Had United We Stand that flooded social media. A diverse crowd gathered, captivated by the allure of the event. The moment Barron took the stage, his commanding speeches resonated through the air, igniting a vibrant energy among the audience that news personnel eagerly documented as they arrived. Upon entering the restaurant, the tale took a distinct turn. Once filled with laughter and chatter, the dining room now lay shrouded in an unsettling stillness. The handful of patrons that trickled in seemed lost, their eyes wandering over the fundraiser, as if they were on the brink of discovering something monumental, while tables that usually boasted reservations for weeks lay empty and forlorn. Even as the manager tried to immerse himself in his tasks, the growing unease among his team was a palpable force that could not be ignored. With a careful step, a server made their way toward him. Several curious souls have reached out to learn more about the upcoming event. They speak of an extraordinary sight, urging us to step outside and witness it for ourselves. Yet the manager remained silent, even as his jaw clenched with unspoken tension. He retreated to his office, closing the door with a definitive click. He sat at his desk, eyes fixed on the glowing screen before him, overwhelmed by a flood of emails, customer complaints, cancellation notices, and a handful of sharp critiques from the local media. Amidst the sea of messages, one email shimmered with a unique brilliance. A reliable patron who had always shown unwavering support and kindness shared it with me. La Terraza has always held a special place in my heart, but what happened yesterday left me deeply saddened, the message conveyed. Excluding an individual based on their personal convictions does not align with your claim of neutrality. It is considered to create division. I truly wish for you to find a way to make things right in this situation. The words hit him harder than he had ever anticipated. He settled into his chair, letting his hand glide through his hair as he pondered the tale that was about to unfold. Could it be that he has erred in his judgment? Was his choice genuinely rooted in impartiality? Or could it be that it pointed to something entirely distinct, a truth he hesitated to confront within himself? In the midst of it all, the gathering had reached its pinnacle beyond the walls. Amidst the vibrant scene, donation boxes brimmed with generosity, while the laughter of children filled the air as they brought murals to life at the art booth. A local jazz band serenaded the crowd from the stage, adding a melodic backdrop to the festivities. Barron was everywhere, weaving through conversations, capturing moments with his camera, and honoring the stories of those around him. He radiated a calm confidence that was free from the need to impress or any hint of arrogance. It was genuine, the kind of calm that comes from understanding that one is partaking in a pursuit that truly matters. A gentle light enveloped the scene as the sun sank lower, igniting a lively hum among the crowd. As the manager stepped out of the restaurant, a few curious souls shifted their gaze toward the entrances, intrigued by the unfolding scene. Before making his way toward the Baron, he paused on the steps, a flicker of uncertainty crossing his face as he nervously straightened his tie. As the two men drew near, the crowd subtly shifted, their murmurs fading into the background. The Baron noticed him coming closer and offered a gentle, polite smile. He stood firm, unwavering and resolute, with not a hint of doubt or withdrawal. Yet, he chose to reach out his hand instead. A fleeting pause hung in the air before the manager seized control. "I would like to engage in conversation," he said softly. The surrounding clamor almost drowned out his words. Indeed, the Baron replied, gesturing towards a serene spot at the edge of the gathering. They walked together, the onlookers watching with keen interest, yet giving them the space to move gracefully by. Barron and the manager lingered at the edge of the event, where the lively sounds and melodies faded into a gentle hum, allowing their conversation to flow freely. Once the epitome of composure and authority, the manager's face now told a tale of unease. With a keen gaze, he surveyed the throng behind them before turning his attention back to Barron. With a quiet tone, the manager started, "I must confess that I did not navigate yesterday as I should have. In that moment, I thought I was doing what was best for my restaurant and my team. However, I have now recognized that I erred. You became the focus of my scrutiny, and I responded from a place of fear instead of fairness. The Baron exuded a calm confidence, his eyes sparkling with hope as he absorbed every word with keen interest. "It takes a brave soul to admit when they are wrong," he declared after a moment of reflection. "Your words fill me with gratitude." With a sense of liberation washing over him, the manager let out a deep breath. "Have you been reflecting on your choices made today? It is a profound experience. Instead of turning this into a public assault on my business and seeking revenge, you chose to weave something uplifting. Most people would shy away from such actions." A subtle smile graced the lips of the Baron. "It seems to me that the world could do without further division or anger. Yesterday's events might have added to the already overwhelming noise, yet I aim to show that another path exists." With a deliberate motion, the manager inclined his head. "Your actions have been commendable, and I would be delighted to lend my support alongside your endeavors. I am eager to lend a hand if there's a way for the restaurant or myself to make that happen." After a moment of reflection, the Baron replied, "To truly make a positive impact, we must reflect on the way we connect with each other. Though guidelines hold significance, they must never overshadow the essence of kindness and understanding. Perhaps La Terraza could craft an event akin to this one that weaves together the threads of community instead of unraveling them." The manager's surprise was unmistakable, clearly reflected in his fleeting glance at the suggestion. Yet, a brief smile danced at the edge of his lips. "I believe that is a truly remarkable idea. It is essential that we make certain it happens." Once again, they clasped hands, this time infused with a warmth that spoke of true connection. As the resolution unfolded, the crowd erupted into applause, their appreciation echoing through the air. The applause was far from the expected, polite clapping that often feels obligatory. The feeling was genuine, showing that everyone recognized the significance of the moment. As the event drew to a close, Barron stepped back onto the stage one last time, his heart full of appreciation for everyone who had gathered to champion the cause. His speech wrapped up with a clear and powerful message that resonated deeply. Every one of us stumbles at times. What truly counts is how we decide to grow from those experiences. The aim of today extended beyond merely gathering funds. The aim was to show that finding shared understanding is achievable, even amidst differing opinions. Your demonstration of unity is truly commendable, showcasing that it is not just a distant dream. It is essential. As the crowd burst into applause, their voices soared, weaving a tapestry of energy and hope that danced through the air. As the sun dipped below the horizon of Los Angeles, Barron gathered with his friends and family, watching the last guests leave, each one taking with them not just memories of the occasion, but the deeper meaning it conveyed. The tale wraps up with a heartfelt reminder that conflicts, no matter how significant, need not breed hostility or separation. In the tapestry of life, we possess the remarkable ability to weave even the most challenging moments into threads of growth and connection. By embracing proactive solutions, understanding, and grace, we can turn adversity into a beautiful narrative of resilience.